eyes look so bad, dude. Hey, what's going on? Me? Oh, not much. I got a new model painted, so I figured I'd talk a little bit about it. It's this guy right here, little tiny Tidus, whatever you want to call him. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of proud of him. This model is the first model that I've ever painted that was not a Space Marine. Okay, that's not true. I've painted some other things, board game models and stuff, you know what I mean? But this is the first one I've painted that is just for funsies, you know? How appropriate that it is one of my favorite video game characters. And I'm kind of proud of how it turned out. I think he looks pretty rad. Bought the model on Etsy for like $5. I don't personally own a 3D printer, so I gotta buy from people that do. But that's probably the next thing I get. But the problem with 3D printers is you gotta have like a whole room dedicated, right? Because of the fumes and whatnot. And I got a daughter, I got pets, wife, me. I can't live in that filth of the fumes, you know? I broke it once. Whoopsie doopsie. These things are pretty fragile. It like shattered too. My cat got, you know, he freaked out and just kind of like destroyed it. He did one of those, like, you know how cats are totally chilled for 1 second and then they're like, and I guess he kicked it or it got caught on him or something and then it just shattered to pieces. I got kind of lucky that I found him though, you know? You ever drop a piece of a model that you're building and you're like, oh god, it's in the carpet, it's gone forever. Yeah, I was able to reassemble it. I do love this game. Is it perfect? No, of course not. No, not even close. But man, I put like 100 hours into this thing. Probably because I'd never beaten it before when it first came out when I was a kid. And I was just like, dude, I gotta do this. I gotta play this game. I always liked it. Like, I just wanted to revisit it, you know? And that was actually really fun, revisiting the characters and just seeing the world and how awesome it is. And the characters are just so good. The world building in this Final Fantasy game was the best. I love it. Pros and cons of this game. All right. Great turn-based RPG. Love it. The system is awesome. There's all kinds of stuff. Except for the fact that once you reach like max level, it doesn't really matter because everybody knows all the things and everybody's maxed out and each character's individuality kind of gets thrown by the wayside. I guess the only thing that really is left at that point would be like overdrives. I found that out later. I was like, man, I'm at the end of the game, but Wakka's overdrive is really good and I didn't have him leveled up and I felt really bad, which is crazy because he's my favorite character. He's a little bit racist. I didn't realize that when I was a kid, but you know, he comes around in the end. Some negatives of this game, moving on. The camera angles. What were they thinking, dude? This was like the first game that they did that though, right? With Final Fantasy X? Because 9, I think, was like fixed camera with pre-rendered backgrounds, I think. So, you know, they're like, look, we got these fully realized worlds. We wanna show you these environments. So I get that. Don't do it that way though, man. I was like, what? How do you even get around? What's happening? You know what I mean? Oh, it's like they gave a drunk dude a camera and they're just like, what ideas do you got? He's like, watch me do this. Matter of fact, I think I'm gonna reenact it so I can show you. Whew. All this gaming sure made me hungry. Time for a snack. Okay, oops. Oh, wrong way. There we go. Oh, ow! What the? Come on. No, not that way. Hello? No. Come on. There we go. Finally. Oh, what kind of angle is this? Come on. Yeah, going back to the characters. Tidus is cool. I mean, I made the main flagship, main character because, you know, he's the most recognizable, I guess. It was cool because I couldn't find a how to paint this guy on the internet, you know, which is like, it was sort of liberating, dude. It was like, I'm not following a recipe that Games Workshop put out. I'm not like following a speed painting guide so I could get my unit out so I can play with them this weekend. It was kind of fun actually. And just the fact that I'm only painting one, it was like, oh, just mix some stuff here and throw some of this in there. What's this do? Oh no, it's wrong. And then fix it. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking forward to painting other non-Space Marine models. I'm not gonna lie. Getting back to the game though, Auron. Oh, Auron. Oh my gosh, everybody loves this guy. Me too, don't get me wrong. But everyone on the internet was like, oh, Auron is... He's like this samurai dude and shaved himself. That's why he wears his arm in a sling. No, dude, that's not how it works at all. All right, here, I'm going to level it with you. I'm going to be 100. Hear me out. So this is what happens. Auron gets sucked up into Dream Xanarkand when Jek becomes Sin. Savvy? Oh, spoilers, by the way. Whoopsie doopsies. Oops. Okay, you're tracking? So then he's in Dreams Anarchan hanging out with Tidus, right? Walking around, Tidus, whatever you want to call him. And then people are doing the thing where they're like, oh, they're like, oh, yeah, oh. And he's like, whoa, that's a prayer, dude. You're praying to this guy. And they're like, no, it's just like how we dab out here. So this guy's literally watching everybody dab in Xanarkand, and he's like, this is the sacred, like, prayer to my home world. This is ridiculous. I'm never doing that again. So he gets sucked back into the regular world, and he's like, yeah, no, I can't. Look, I can't do it. My arm, it just doesn't work. I can't do the thingy anymore. Sorry, guys. That's the reason. That's the real reason why. It's not because he's some kind of shamed samurai or whatever, you know. I guess I could talk about the paint job a little bit. So he's pretty cool, except for his face. His face is bad. Look, I'm not perfect. Neither is he. Neither is his vision, because his eyes look so bad, dude. I'm a little bit proud of the base. If you've played the game, you've probably been to the, what is it called? Omega Dungeon, Omega Ruins. That's sort of what I based that on. I think that's pretty cool, you know? And the sword. I'm actually pretty proud of the sword, I'm not going to lie. I used the old handy-dandy Turbo Dork paint, I think is what it's called. Turbo Dork. And it's like a color changing, color shifting. Is that trademarked? Is that like a thing? You can't say color shift or whatever. I don't care. Sue me. But it also adds a little bit of a sheen. So I painted that on the metal part of the sword that you can see to kind of give it this sort of like crazy, vibrant, rare metal look. But then I painted it over the actual blade itself as well to give it a wet sort of sheen to it. Because the sword is sort of based in water, you know what I mean? Speaking of water, did you hear about the original idea for Tidus? They were gonna make him a plumber. They really thought that was a good idea. Can you believe that? Oh my gosh, you think Final Fantasy, they're like the greatest storyteller RPG folks around, right? And they literally sat down and they're like, hey guys, let's make a character a plumber. Yeah, that's never been done before. Yeah, I guess that explains why he has little suspender dealios. Yeah, and then I think the other thing was he had to be a plumber because he had to be close to water. There's so many other jobs that it makes more sense to be near water. Look, I tell you what, if your plumber is surrounded by water, he's a bad plumber. I'm just going to say that right now. Yeah, I'm glad that they changed it so that he's an athlete. That's funny. I think next time I want to do like a bust, a big old honkin', like a lot bigger. Or I can just keep small and eventually get good at eyes. That's an option too, but yeah, that's what I've been painting. I hope you've been doing some cool stuff too. Okay, see you later, dudes.